Hello everyone and welcome back to WWE 2K14 Universe. It's Saturday night, the week is almost over, but here it is, it's Superstars. The end of the week show. We're kicking it off with some tag team action.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. On the way to the ring, at a total combined weight of 474 pounds, representing the Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
I guess there you have it. It'll be Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins competing in this tag team match here tonight. These guys have been very quickly rising the ranks. They left NXT very fast. They seem to be finding their way off of Superstars near enough. We'll see if they can pick up this victory here tonight. This will undoubtedly be a huge proving ground opportunity for them when you see who they are up against. A former world heavyweight champion, I believe the first ever Money in the Bank winner, Jack Swagger, and his tag team partner, a decorated former ECW television champion, Antonio Cesaro.
Their opponents, the All-American Jack Swagger and Antonio Cesaro.
The Real Americans, as they call themselves. I believe this is a first for them to be competing here as a team on Superstars, but unfortunately they have had a little bit of a fall from grace lately. They don't seem to be quite as on top of things as they used to be, you know. As I describe Jack Swagger and the importance that there is in defeating this man, he's a former world heavyweight champion. And it wasn't a short-lived reign either. This man was very impressive. And of course, I don't know how I missed it when mentioning their notes, but of course, Antonio Cesaro as well, he won this year's Royal Rumble match. Hard to believe he's here on Superstars just 5 months later, but unfortunately, things just haven't really worked out for Cesaro. He's the first man at WrestleMania to not win off of a Royal Rumble victory. Previous winners, Christian and Batista, of course, massively successful. Went on to, I'd say, be even bigger success. I mean, obviously, Batista's not really actually the most decorated superstar when it comes to championships, but there's no denying that he was a great world champion. Obviously, you know, his huge win over Brock Lesnar back at Extreme Rules. I would definitely say that Batista has proven his importance. Knee drop there by Seth Rollins, connecting on. Oh, Jack Swagger and a big flippy do there. Catches Jack Swagger. Looking forward to our main event tonight. CM Punk and Eddie Guerrero going one-on-one after a confrontation a few weeks ago. CM Punk coming to the aid of Rey Mysterio following a victory over Rey, which led to CM Punk then defeating Christian to be the first confirmed participant for the upcoming SmackDown World Heavyweight Championship Money in the Bank ladder match. I think it's a smart move by Antonio there. You notice he was trying to get Seth Rollins into the corner of the Real Americans. Of course, Cesaro has not been tagged in yet, and Swagger now going over to the corner, and in he comes, this year's Royal Rumble winner. Ooh, what a way to make your entrance. You talk about some of the accolades that the Shield have done in their short time around here. Seth Rollins is the only man to have ever pinned the NXT champion, Andre the Giant. They left NXT shortly after, otherwise I think we could have maybe even seen a future match between the two for the NXT Championship. Roman Reigns defeated Razor Ramon and then ended up quickly bringing the Shield over here to Superstars and the Monday Night Raw roster. Of course, Dean Ambrose, we haven't really seen a lot of him just yet. He's very much the wild card of the three. And Seth just decided to add a little bit of insult to injury as he goes for Jack Swagger there, and Cesaro looked like he wanted to go straight for Seth Rollins, but Rollins thought better of that scoop slam. Oh, that's just not even fair. Irate.
So far, this has been a very competitive tag team match.
Cesaro set up on the top rope here. What is Seth Rollins going to do? Oh, God. Wreck your jaw. Jack Swagger here might have created an opening for the Real Americans to bounce back into this. Poke to the eye. Come on, ref. Do something about this. If the ropes goes Seth Rollins and... Oh. Is that going to be the victory there for the Real Americans? No. Seth Rollins going for a tag to Roman. I got to say, Roman Reigns hasn't taken a lot of time in this match so far. Off the ropes. Great teamwork. Big boot. Cesaro lifted up to his feet here, and what's Roman gonna do? Spear! Oh no! Antonio Cesaro reversing the spear by Roman Reigns. That would have been the finishing point in this matchup, no doubt about it. Belly to belly by Cesaro. And Cesaro calling for the neutralizer. Roman obviously wary of that one, and uppercut instead. Absolutely massive uppercut by Antonio Cesaro, and Dean Ambrose up with the apron here. Playing a distraction, much to the dismay of the Real Americans, and oh! Cesaro using Ambrose's body to wear down Roman Reigns. And it looks like Cesaro has managed to find things more in the Real Americans' favor right now. Somehow, very impressively. Could this be a mistake here? Antonio looking to tag in Swagger. I'd say stay in there. Very impressive so far. In comes Seth Rollins. Where is Seth going? The Real Americans stayed very on top of that one. It left Seth wide open for an offensive flurry by Antonio Cesaro. Out goes Seth again. You don't need to tear up the table. You don't. You don't need to do that. Cesaro now taking Rollins over to Swagger. Swagger completely miscommunicating with Antonio Cesaro there. Ruined that one. That could have been something good for those two, but I guess Shield back in control once again. Roman off the ropes. Big boot again to the face of Antonio Cesaro. Oh, wow. Kicked his leg right out from under him.
The tag is made. I can't believe everything.
Rollins just going straight in for a cover. It seems like Antonio is having a hard time getting back into this matchup. I feel like Swagger really cost the Real Americans there with that miscommunication. I think he was reaching for a tag, but he ended up kind of just smacking Antonio by mistake. It looks like Cesaro gonna try it again, and this time he actually gets the communication right. Swagger now, double team on Rollins. Oh, I thought for a minute there that Rollins had reversed that into a DDT. No, just a double backbreaker as Swagger now goes in for the cover here. Dean Ambrose once again playing distraction. You can see how much more of a challenge this has been for the Shield than their ordinary matches on Superstars. This is them rising the ranks. This is them finding that little bit more of a challenge in front of them. And as I say, a former World Heavyweight Champion and a Royal Rumble winner. The Real Americans may not have any momentum really going behind them right now, but they are definitely no joke as a team. Tag made here. Roman Reigns now on the top rope, and oh, stomps down on the back of Jack Swagger. And a big strike to the face there. Cover attempt on Swagger, and oh, Swagger is still in this. Swagger deadlifting Roman Reigns with ease there. I don't really think you got time to gloat too much, Jack. You haven't done that much damage. And oh, Roman catching him into a massive Samoan drop. Ooh-ah. Just with only the punch sound. And then he didn't even do a spear. Didn't even do a spear afterwards. Oh, AI is so fucking stupid. And double team spear clothesline combo. Jack Swagger laid out, and that's it. Cesaro just a little too slow, and the Shield pick up a major victory. We may have just seen their final performance for the foreseeable future on Superstars with that one.
Here are your winners, representing the Shield, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
You want to talk about
The Shield very impressive here tonight.
just that. This was from bell to bell.
That was a good matchup, though. I feel like the Real Americans put on a good show. But in the end, the Shield are victorious. And with that, we do move on to our next match of the night. Two women who have been very down on their luck. One of them that's about to change, because one's got to win. AJ Lee and Aksana face off one-on-one next.
The following Divas contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, from Alitas, Lithuania, Aksana.
I think her entrance music says it all, and it's best to
Does
leave
it?
at that.
That was very rude. What does that mean? I think her entrance music says it all. I'll leave it at that. Michael Cole. He doesn't want to say anything about her. Well, Aksana is 0-3 this season, whilst AJ Lee is 0-6. This is gonna be a very interesting match.
And approaching the ring, AJ Lee.
As I said before, one of these two, their luck is about to change at least a little. One of them's gotta get a win. AJ Lee, obviously at one point felt like a very viable top contender for the Divas Championship. Really aggressively pursued a match with Lita. She wants another opportunity at Lita. Best of luck with that.
Michael, don't forget the best part.
Here we go. Aksana very quick on the offense. AJ Lee, of course, you know, she does have 15 career victories. It's just that this season she has not won a single match. She's 0-6, whereas Aksana has a straight-up record of 0-3. This is, of course, her first season. She's never won a match. So, as I say, one of these two will get things turned around. Obviously, AJ has eaten a lot more losses than Aksana, so I guess technically speaking there, you'd have to put the favor in Aksana in recent memory, but she's literally never won a match, whereas AJ has, in fact, competed for the Divas Championship at WrestleMania. So it's a tough one, really, to call it as you see it, but I guess that's why we're seeing this match unfold here tonight. One of these two, their luck is going to turn around. Big strikes, one after another by AJ Lee.
AJ reverses it. Brutal shot. Nice dodge there.
And I suppose now is as good a time as any to give you the lowdown, the rundown of what is going to go down in the next coming week on Raw, NXT, and SmackDown. So this upcoming Monday on Raw, Mick Foley has stepped up to the challenge. Stone Cold Steve Austin issued the challenge, but Yokozuna handpicked Mick Foley between the two to be the one that he would accept, and Mick Foley will face off against Yokozuna to kick off this Monday's Raw. Also, Scott Hall will be in action once again, singles competition, this time as he faces off against Kofi Kingston. In their Raw debut, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins will represent the Shield. They are officially perhaps finished here on Superstars, depending on how things go on Raw. They'll be facing off against Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, the former contenders for the tag team title. That's going to be a very big match, big opportunity for them. Following her interference in the matchup between Kaitlyn and Lita, which led to Kaitlyn defeating Lita in a huge upset victory. Kaitlyn will face off against Natalya. We'll be seeing if Kaitlyn can defeat Natalya as well, and perhaps that rematch between Natalya and Lita will become a triple threat for the Divas Championship. And in our main event, as previously announced, Batista will face off against Goldberg in a Money in the Bank qualifying matchup. One of those two will join Dolph Ziggler as the confirmed participants for the Money in the Bank ladder match. On NXT, this upcoming Wednesday, you can look forward to tag team action to kick things off. The primetime players will be in action as they face off against Ted DiBiase and Virgil, in what will be their tag team debut. Big John Studd has got a challenge ahead of him as Jake Roberts, who recently lost his spot on Raw, makes his NXT debut. And in the main event, as is to have been expected, it has been confirmed that in his NXT Championship defense, after stabbing King Kong Bundy in the back in the main event of this week's NXT, walking out on their tag title match, Andre the Giant will face King Kong Bundy, the Heenan family imploding in the main event of NXT this upcoming Wednesday for the NXT Championship. On SmackDown this upcoming Friday, you can look forward to Bret Hart going one-on-one with the Great Khali to kick things off. Bret Hart back in action after losing his Intercontinental Championship. CM Punk will face off against Ryback as we continue to get a little preview of that upcoming Money in the Bank ladder match. If this could be the end here, I've got to quickly check this one out. Nope. Tag team action as R-Truth and Zack Ryder continue to try and impress the tag team. Big spine buster there by Aksana. They face off against NWO Blue, the former Cruiserweight Champion 6, and his tag team partner Kurt Hennig. Cover attempt here from Aksana. Has she beat AJ? Yes! AJ is really down on her luck lately. Now we'll wrap this up. For the European Championship, Mark Henry has challenged JBL. He said, I will put the title on the line. I am gladly going to do that. So Mark Henry and JBL for the European Championship. In our main event, Damian Sandow will face Randy Orton. Pretty sure it's supposed to be the Bella Twins, not Layla. I think we had seen an alignment between Aksana and the Bella Twins before, so that would make sense. I really don't think it's supposed to be Layla. I think that's supposed to be the Bella Twins. But the Divas, I guess, are just very happy that Aksana finally picked up a win. Things have gone so bad for AJ, and I guess when we come back in a moment, I will announce next week's Superstars matches as well. Fucking crashed.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from El Paso, Texas, weighing 228 pounds,
Eddie Guerrero kind of bit off more than he could chew, perhaps, here as he gets ready to face off against the confirmed Money in the Bank ladder match participant CM Punk in our main event of this week's Superstars. This is definitely going to be one of those big main events. You're going to love this, by the way. The game crashed after the Divas match, because of course it did. If anything seems a little out of sync or messed up or whatever the hell could possibly happen, just know that that's why. I don't know what's up with my luck lately, but it just keeps getting worse. Eddie Guerrero and CM Punk facing off, though. I did say before I was going to let you know about this week, next week's upcoming episode of Superstars, as I like to announce the upcoming weeks every time here on Superstars, don't I? It's kind of like a little thank you note for the people that take the time to actually watch Superstars, because I know these ones do a little worse than the rest, but they're also at the end of the week, so I kind of already have the other week set up by the time we hit this point, which obviously then helps me have an entire show to tell you. So I'll wait for CM Punk to be introduced, and then I'll give you a quick rundown of what you can expect next week on Superstars. Obviously only 3 matches, so not the biggest match card, of course.
approaching the ring from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 222 pounds, CM Punk.
So CM Punk out next, and Yep, next week on Superstars, you can look forward to Sin Cara in singles competition. He faces off against another confirmed SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match participant, Robert Scorpio. We can also see Summer Rae back in action on Superstars. She faces off against Nikki Bella. And in our main event next week on Superstars, this is a very, very big one. The former #1 contender to the United States Championship, Cody Rhodes, faces off against the man you saw earlier tonight, Antonio Cesaro, in what will be Raw's third Money in the Bank qualifier. One of those two will join Dolph Ziggler and either Batista or Goldberg to continue to fill out Monday Night Raw's upcoming Money in the Bank ladder match. Of course, by then there'll only be 2 weeks left until Money in the Bank, and there's a bit of a crunch to get those participants all confirmed. With only 2 weeks left, they'll only have 3 confirmed participants, so yeah, kind of get them together. But it does kind of put Superstars more on the map. It gives it that little bit more of exposure, as that does mean that we'll be seeing an important match take place on Superstars that isn't an Earn Your Spot match. And of course, in a few weeks' time, we'll have our next Earn Your Spot match. And what's interesting about the next one is we haven't had a dual-branded pay-per-view come up yet. So I do wonder how that will... Well, I guess it won't really affect anything, actually. I was going to say that I've noticed there's been kind of a track record of the Earn Your Spot match being very similar to the pay-per-view that it's prior to. But actually, I don't think that's correct, because Extreme Rules was a Raw pay-per-view, and Dusty Rhodes went for Scorpio, who's a SmackDown superstar, and then Over the Limit was a SmackDown pay-per-view, and The Shield went for the Nexus, which were Raw superstars. So there's kind of a small pattern there of the opposing brand, but then No Way Out was a Raw pay-per-view, and Razor Ramon went for Jake Roberts, who was a Raw superstar. So I don't actually think there's a rule that... I'm pretty sure I've already covered this, that the way that the Money in the Bank... Sorry, the way that the Earn Your Spot goes is you get to pick either a Raw or SmackDown superstar. You are told who is the bottom-ranked superstar from each brand, and then you take your pick for which brand you want / which person I guess you think you have a better chance of beating, whatever your reasoning may be. I'm very interested in finding out who the next Earn Your Spot match will feature, though. You just never know. And obviously, just because you lost your most recent one doesn't mean that you're out of luck for the next one. I mean, look at Razor Ramon. He lost the one to Roman Reigns, and then the very next time there was an Earn Your Spot match, Ramon not only qualified, he won his too. So far, the track record for Earn Your Spot victories is actually 2-1. Dusty Rhodes is the only one to fail to defeat Scorpio to leave NXT, whilst The Shield and Razor Ramon, now Scott Hall, both won their matches. But also on top of that, you look at what that's done for the superstars that have gone down to NXT. Obviously, we don't know what it's going to do for Jake Roberts, but the Nexus are very heavily involved in the main event scene overall on NXT, and they are the NXT Tag Team Champions. I think it's done wonders for them, to be honest, so perhaps Jake Roberts could be in for a more fortunate time down on NXT. Big German suplex. I think as it currently stands, the bottom-ranked superstars from both SmackDown and Raw are... I believe Steiner is still the bottom-ranked superstar on SmackDown, because I haven't seen him in action. So he kind of lifted up from there. And I think over on Raw, it's... I think Brodus Clay. CM Punk all over Eddie Guerrero, and obviously he can't really afford to lose any momentum right now. Punk's got a big match against Ryback next week on SmackDown. Should make it a TLC match whilst we're out. See if CM Punk can continue to pick up major momentum. Not many people have been able to defeat Ryback in the past. It's going to be a very difficult one for CM Punk next Friday. And of course, Eddie Guerrero is a good warm-up for that. Two very different styles of wrestler. I feel like CM Punk's going to feel much more at home in the ring with someone more his style like Eddie Guerrero. Alright, to be honest, he's not even really his style, is he? I mean, Eddie Guerrero's a very technical, high flyer. Whereas CM Punk's kind of more of a mat-based wrestler, I'd say. Heavy striker. Is he a mat? No, he's not really a mat-based, is he? He's just more of a traditional kind of all-rounder, I'd say.
The kick connects.
I don't really call CM Punk a heavy... I mean, I guess he's kind of technical.
And there's the reversal.
Yeah, I'd definitely say he's got a very, very heavy strike-based offense.
Look past the ring at the thousands,
A lot of kicks.
thousands of WWE fans in attendance. Each and every one of them are having a great
The
time
face of
tonight.
CM Punk. Referee just seems to let anyone do that these days. I don't know where the rule went that you're not supposed to poke people in the eyes, but the referee does not give a damn.
CM Punk is so well versed in not only striking with his hands, but his feet too. Oh, what a painful kick! And this seesaw battle has changed again.
It's crazy to think we're not actually that far into this season yet. It feels like it's been forever, but then it has been. I've been so slow, as I always am, with doing this. The problem with me being really slow with working on these is then I get bored of them, because I'm like, oh, it's been going on forever. And it's like, yeah, because you haven't been doing it. You know, sometimes I'll take a really big break, and then a championship reign that's just started will end fairly quickly. Because I guess I've done like mental gymnastics of like, I'm now bored of that champion, and I think they're ready to lose the title. Because in reality, they've been holding the title for so damn long. But in the Universe series, you know, if you're looking back over these, there'll be people that like they just won it and then they lost it. But like in reality, there was maybe like 2 months in between when they won it and when they lost it, which isn't actually that long of a reign anyway. Or maybe even longer though, you know, 5, 6, 7, 8 months or whatever. And I'll be like, oh man, that was such an incredibly long reign. It's like just about 100 days, and it's like. Yeah, because there were so many stops in between recordings. I think that's why no one's really hit that long of a reign. It's because I've never been that consistent with recording this. I'm hoping maybe now that I've just got way more free time than I ever did before, that I can change that I can actually record this more often. But I think I'm kind of at that point now where, like, I know there comes a point where I always look forward to the next game because of the improvements and everything. The games just keep getting better with each release, in my opinion. I know a lot of people disagree with that. But I think I'm at that point where, like, because this is the last game that plays like this, and then 15 is where it becomes more, like, there's, like, more stamina, and, like, they get worn down, and they slow down. There aren't limited reversals, unfortunately, in 15, which is why 16 will be even better. But, like, I think because 15 is just more the style that I like, as opposed to this, like, fast and constant style, I think I'm just really looking forward to that. And obviously, I really don't like recording with the PS3 either. I kind of hate how difficult recording off this console is, but I don't own all of the DLC on 360. And I have seen that there are PS3 and 360 emulators, but they don't work very well. They're quite glitchy. So I think I'm happier doing it this way and just wrapping this up. But I think I'm pretty much done with my PS3 after this series. CM Punk with a big bulldog. I should really just get some HDMI splitters so I can get around HDCP, but apparently not a lot of them work. There's like specific ones that you need, and I don't like that. CM Punk with Eddie Guerrero up on his shoulders. Looked like Ray's interference didn't even need to happen. Punk has taken care of this all by himself. Go to sleep, Eddie Guerrero. 8 minutes into this one, has CM Punk just defeated Eddie? No! Wow. Side suplex as Ray getting up on the apron, and I'm wondering when things are going to finish between these two. I feel like they've been beefing with each other for such a long time at this point. Do wonder if we'll see another match between them, perhaps at Money in the Bank. As I say, there is room for more matches at Money in the Bank right now. We've got 2 ladder matches and 2 world title matches. 7-match show is the standard, so we've got 3 more matches. Connecting with a huge DDT there, and
Each of these competitors
Where's down Eddie Guerrero? CM Punk continues to be in control. A small distraction from Rey Mysterio there earlier on, but for the most part, I'd say Punk has really been handling this by himself as is. Oof. You hate to see him fall down to the mat like that after connecting with a turnbuckle. Oh, Punk is back up to his feet. He is looking motivated. Rey, you might want to get out of the way. Big drop kick there. And another. CM Punk. Big neck breaker. Scoop slam by Punk into a leg drop. Interesting move to bust out of nowhere. Covered by Punk. He has been so in control of Eddie. But Eddie just keeps hanging on. This guy's got so much in him still. Eddie, oh, rolling through. This has got to be it. CM Punk, I think, may have been caught off guard. No, Eddie turned around by CM Punk. Perhaps this is going to be it. Yes! CM Punk turned the pinfall around. And in just under 10 minutes time, CM Punk picking up a big, important victory over a white-hot Eddie Guerrero. This man has got so much momentum behind him as of late. Well, Punk is victorious. And I guess we'll see what the future holds for CM Punk. What a win here over Eddie Guerrero. We'll see if he can beat Ryback this upcoming Friday on SmackDown. And of course, what the future will hold for Eddie Guerrero. I think it's safe to say his business with Rey Mysterio is far from over. Well, thank you all for watching this week's episode of Superstars, and I'll see you at the beginning of a new week this Monday on Raw.